Hello there, Facebook people and everybody else. Welcome back, y'all, to Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Give me a thumbs up or something and let me know you're there, or that you were there, or you will be there. Our work continues on this 1947 Cadillac two-door sedan. Hello, Miss Kimberly. I'm catching everybody up on what's going on with this 1947 Caddy. Well, she's clean, or she was, still pretty clean. And one thing my customer was aggravated about is whoever did the detailing and waxing and all that in past years. Thanks Kimberly for the thumbs up there, sweetie. Whenever they waxed it, and they obviously used retail level wax because it left white residue everywhere, every little crevice, every crack, in between every piece of chrome inside the Cadillac emblems there, everywhere, inside the door jambs, the trim around the windows, the windshield, everywhere. I mean, there was just tons. Hey, Brad. Catching everybody up. Good to see you, brother. On my newest customer project here, this 1947 Cadillac Coupe. And what I've been working on just about all morning long, stopped to eat, was she's all clean, but the customer was aggravated about all the wax residue that had been left over the years and all the little nooks and crannies and cracks. Y'all know where it all ends up, and it had been left there on the rubber pieces, the rubber that's all over this car, the door jambs and everything. And you know how that stuff can stain the rubber, and it gets in those little crevices and then like that drip rail around the roof there. It was everywhere. And all I've accomplished pretty much all morning was getting it all out of all these cracks and crevices all the way down this one side right here. I'm just now starting on the back. Hey, Mr. Matt, how you doing there, brother? And it's been a tedious process, because on a vehicle this special you have to go slowly and carefully. It's very tedious because you don't want to damage anything, but yet you want to try and get all that you can off. And I mean, every tool in my arsenal, like getting in those lettering there that says Cadillac, lots of wax residue and all that stuff. And over the years it has hardened to almost concrete like consistency. And I was going to show you some of the tools that I've been using today and products to attack this. I got me a bottle of good old Simple Green. It's hard to beat as an all-purpose cleaner. And my Optimum Paint Prep, which I've put it in a different spray bottle, and I'm waiting on another gallon to be delivered right now. Some of it, the Simple Green will get out with a brush, and some of it you have to get the paint prep out. And you see my steamer sitting over there doing a lot of steaming to soften that stuff up. Hey Jenny, how you doing there, huh? And I mean, I've been using all kind of stuff today. You can see I've got them lined up here. This is a foam brush. I dry that and use it as a mop up to dry out the cracks and crevices. Hey Chen. And I've got toothbrushes, a soft bristle paintbrush so as not to damage the rubber. Toothpicks. Cotton swabs, little bitty paint brushes to get in all those little bitty cracks and crevices. A makeup brush, believe it or not, which are great because they're very, very soft, but they can kind of get in there and agitate. Another makeup brush. And here's probably my favorite detail brush of all time right here. I use it a lot. And I had another one, but I've mislaid it. Just to give you an idea of some of the tools, because you have to be careful. You can't just go in there attacking like in here with a hard bristle brush, Gary. Hey, buddy. 4 inches of snow. Holy crap. Y'all welcome to it, Jen. You can have it. I don't want none of it down here if I can help it. But when you're getting the wax residue and stuff out of this crack between this chrome piece trim and this painted metal here, you don't want to use a stiff bristle brush because you will scratch this paint. And it's such a small area, would be hard to buff it back up. I mean, my nano polisher can get in there. And so I've had to get in all these little places. You don't want to damage this rubber trim around these windows and stuff. This has all been replaced, so I'm told, on this car, but it was all stained from wax residue. So I've been having to work very slowly, very carefully to get all that off. Getting down in this little spot right here where the rearview mirror hangs from, around all this little places, like right in here, cleaning out these screws, all that wax residue that was in there, inside of that screw there, screw head there, getting all that wax out of this drip rail around the roof, everything. So I've done this whole side of the car. I had to clean real carefully this piece of, it's a rubbery feeling, but it almost looks like plastic, y'all, because it was just stained solid with wax residue from over the years, I guess. And that right there did not come clean, but I'm pretty sure that's damage from somebody buffing this car without taping that off, which I will do before I buff anything. Everything will be taped. I had to get all the wax out from between those chrome pieces there without scratching the paint. All down in there, that chrome piece there, it was full of wax residue around these tail lights. I've been working on that, and now I'm working on inside. I've got the trunk up. I'm working on the inside of that. That's what's going on right now. There was wax residue here. Getting rid of all that, Miss Glenda, because it was aggravating the customer that all that was there. Of course, some of that you can't see when the trunk's closed, but, you know, when you're selling these things or at a car show with them, you know, one of the things you do is open everything up, so then it becomes a glaring, obvious thing. So I'll continue on here in a few minutes, steaming, cleaning with simple green, paint prep, and I was showing everybody my tools, Glenda, that I've been using. Everything from a soft bristle paint brush, makeup brushes, because they're really soft, and you can agitate in those places where you don't want to do any scratching. My different detail brushes, a soft bristle paint brush, a foam pad to kind of clean out your residue, mop up as we call it, your simple green or your paint prep, whatever you've put in there to try to remove that stuff. And using my inspection light to kind of look in those little cracks to make sure I don't miss anything. Toothbrushes, Q-tips, Mark, toothpicks. Look at all these different tools detail tools I've been using this morning, Mark. Of course, a mop-up towel, my paint prep. A little old simple green. It's hard to beat that sometimes. Mark, what I've been trying to do, I'll show you real quick. Everybody else just been watching. One thing, uh-oh, I did that wrong. Oh, Lordy. How did I do that? Pushed the wrong button there somewhere. Uh-oh. I can't figure out how to get back around. There we go. There we go, Mark. Jeez, that was bad. I'll have to see if I can edit that out for the future posting. But one thing that was aggravating my customer, Mark, is this thing has been waxed and waxed and waxed over the years. They were obviously using some retail level, and it had the white residue wax in all these cracks, all in the chrome, all those little places. the little screws on that thing there, the brace for the roof visor, I guess you'd call it, all in the door jambs, all around the windows, everything. All down in there, all down in that crack, down in the door jambs. There was wax residue everywhere, and it just aggravated him to no end. So that's what I've been working on most of the day. Been using my steamer and all that other stuff I showed you, getting rid of that. It's a slow, tedious process, because you have to use those soft brushes because all the rubber trim has been replaced. And you know how wax can stain that stuff, but you know, and like when you're doing little areas like right in here, Mark, trying to get the wax out of right there, you don't want to use a stiff bristle brush because you will scratch this paint, and then it's real difficult to get in here to polish it back up. So you have to use a real soft brush to agitate whatever product you've put in there. That's why I have the makeup brushes. They're very, very soft, and a soft bristle paintbrush, and this foam brush I use to mop up the residue when I'm done. I got my toothbrush there and a detail brush, Q-tips, toothpicks. See, there's some toothpicks right there. Everything I could think of, Mark, I've been using, trying to get all this wax out of all these little bitty crevices and cracks and places that, you know, I even lifted up where this is how you open the door. That's the keyhole for the door. So I even lifted that up. I got all inside of there, all around this, everything. All around here, everywhere. You just have to go slow, and it's a painstaking, tedious process, but this whole side is done, and now I've moved around to the back, Mark, and I've popped the trunk up, which probably weighs 75 pounds, but it had wax residue all around, as you might expect, Mark. You've done this enough to know that. And all down in here, all this rubber's been replaced, Mark, but it was all stained from wax. And I've done that part. And this is another situation where my steamer come in kind of handy. Just turn it down low so you don't overheat this rubber. Just enough to get hot water on it is basically, you're not really trying to blast it out with the steam like you do in some situations. You just want to get some hot water down in there. And I can see right there is a spot that I need to go back and see if I can improve that a little bit. And what I'll do when I'm finished, I'll get maybe Solution Finish or one of those other products to go back and put some protectant and try to get that back black looking without all those stains, and then put like the 303 protectant on that or something. But as you can see, it's a painstaking process. This rubber here, Mark, right there along this seam, whatever that is, rubber or plastic, I believe that's been damaged by a buffer from a previous detailer, whether it was the owner or somebody he hired. They buffed it without taping this up, and they've damaged this to some degree. I don't know if I can get that back black, but it is absolutely clean at the moment. And some of this, like right there, that's not wax residue. That's a buffer mark right there. There again, from somebody buffing. See where they've kind of damaged the clear coat a little bit. I don't know if I won't be able to, what I'll be able to do with that. I'll buff on it a little bit. Maybe put some clear coat restore along in there with that little paintbrush I got. Spiff that up a little bit. It's just a long, painstaking process. And Mark, I had to go around all this here. Wax residue all down in there. All down in this little area here. These cracks and all that kind of stuff. See? Hey, Miss Benita. But it's just a painstaking process. I'm right there, but there'll be a few places where I'll have to back up and go back and do it. Sometimes you don't really know till it dries after you've worked on it, and then you kind of see what you really have. And sometimes to speed up the drying process, I'll use either my compressed air for my air compressor, or sometimes I'll simply use a hair dryer. Yeah, just a blow dryer. Just to dry it up real quick so I see what I got. Okay. Well, I'm going to get back to work, y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button for me. Make a comment, or if you have a question that might apply to your own vehicle on how to do something, or you want to know what I'm using or what I recommend you might want to use, just ask me down in the comments section and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. All right, this is me signing off. Hey, Dan. Oh boy, ain't that the truth, Dan? Ain't that the damn truth? Ugh, 62 Vet. This guy that owns this car has one. He has one. I think it's the same color as this. Of course, he's a collector, so he's got all kinds of cars and vehicles. He traded I think he said a 57 Bel Air station wagon for this, because it was white and he didn't like the white, so he traded it for this. Of course, this one's extremely rare, Dan, extremely rare. 47 Cadillac 2-door sedan resto mod. Oh man, and this guy, I understand the previous owner had spent thousands of dollars, $4,000, something like that, on re-chroming some of these pieces. Holy crap. I think he put as much into it after he bought it as what he paid for it. But this customer, he said he's going to put this up for sale when I get done with it. I don't know why. Who knows? He just plays with cars. I guess he's got more money than he's got sense. He was watching yesterday. I guess he's busy today. All right, you guys. I'm going to sign off and get back to work. Beautiful car, isn't it, Dan? Beautiful, beautiful. 47 Cadillac. See y'all later. Thanks again.